All right.
But anybody do have anything to write with? Don't write anything yet. It will be explained. Need a pencil or a pen?
Okay.
No, you're going to explain. Need a pencil or a pen?
This should be interesting. It should be interesting, Stephen. I can start now. All right, all right. So let's start. Good afternoon, everyone. All right, so welcome to another youth group activity. It's good to have you all here today. So today, our discussion is going to be do's and don'ts of dating by none other than Brother Stephen. So we're just going kick things start. And we're gonna start with a word of prayer. And let us pray. All right, dear Heavenly Father, as we come before you this afternoon, just want to thank you for giving us another opportunity to be here. Pray that whatever it is that the presenter has prepared for us, that we may be able to learn and apply. This and other mercies I ask. In your son's name I pray. Amen. All right, and with no further ado, let us hand over to Stephen.
Good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank the St. Andrew Youth Group for this opportunity to have a discussion, because that is what we'll be doing today. It will be a discussion, communication between me and you as a group. Please note this is targeting primarily our youth group age, but I don't think that the information is necessarily non-beneficial to those who may be outside of our age group. I also am more of the practical over, for want of a word, better word, sensitized information. So St. Andrew, please don't run me out of the church after this particular presentation, but I'm going to try to be as real with what we'll be looking at as possible. Everybody has access to a screen? Yes? Okay. Hopefully it will be visible enough. All right, sure. You have a, all right. So I have a goodies bag that I'll be giving people for correct answers and for participation. And today we're going to be looking at the do's and don'ts of dating. We're going to look at two definitions of dating. We're going to look at dating the activity and dating the process. So anybody can give me an idea what they think dating the activity is? Raise your hand if you think you have an answer. What dating the activity is. Go ahead, Ladania. So you raise your hand and then say your mouth full. All right. Anybody can answer whilst Ladania finishes chewing? What does dating the activity? There are no wrong answers here, by the way. All right. Dating the activity?
It would be like going to do activities to get to know each other better.
Okay. So essentially going out on dates. So dating the activity is going out on a date to get to know somebody better, to show appreciation, whatever. Going out on a date, that's the activity. And then dating the process. Anybody can tell me what they think dating the process is? Kali?
Getting to know the person over time.
All right, so getting to know the person over time, to what end? What's the aim?
I mean, I guess we not. I don't know. Yeah.
That is why we're here, right? To get some kind of consensus. But ideally, dating the process is getting to know someone with the intention of becoming married. So dating, the activity is going out on dates. Dating, the process of dating. When you say, I am dating an individual, the intention is getting to know the person with the hopes or with the aim or with the end goal being marriage. And especially given that this is a church exercise, we need to ensure that we understand when I am speaking of dating the process, that is what I'm speaking about. The intention of getting to know the person so that eventually you can get married. Yes, David?
16-year-old son asked me that he want to go on a date. You supposed to be thinking about marriage at that age?
Yes. However, it is supposed to be end goal, meaning that if you are contemplating going out on a date with someone who you cannot see yourself getting married to, it would not be facilitating the process. Essentially, it would be a waste of time dating-wise, and that is the mindset that you want to have. If you are going to start the process of dating, the person you are starting the process with should be someone you can see yourself getting married to. And if you can't see yourself getting married to them, if there are traits or personality features that in your head can't marry the person, the process of dating would not be beneficial to you.
So by implication then, if you have no thoughts of marriage in your head, you shouldn't be dating.
All right, so we're going to get, I know David are going to keep me back and forth, so we're going to clarify these things as we go along, but that's an excellent point, David. All right, so Christian dating. Christian dating is what we're going to be focused on. And one of the realities of Christian dating is that it is a four-way battle. It's a four-way battle. The heart, which is your emotions, what it is that you feel. Your brain, which is what you think, your thoughts. The soul, which is the Christian aspect of you, the part of you that is eternal, and the one that I never wanted to bring up, but I could not avoid because it's real, the genitals, the sex organs, the parts of you that are pushing you towards physical activities. And is one of the realities of dating. As you date, as you grow, not only will you desire individuals physically, you will desire them sexually. And one of the realities of Christian dating, is that God has drawn a line. Where sexual activity is involved. And that line is the end of the process. Marriage. God has drawn the line and he says everything before this sexually is not allowed. And our struggle dating as Christians is that the genitals have power. It is not something that you tell no and it will say, okay, Stephen, I hear you. That's good. I will get in line. No, they will be knocking on the door at every opportunity and they will say, let me in. And you are going to be fighting to ensure that you do not compromise your soul because of your genitals. That you do not compromise your brain because of your heart. And it is going to be a consistent battle with all those parts of you as you continue along this process. And the goal of this particular activity, exercise, is for us to find a way to balance those things that are present realities. All right, so dating a process. I have split dating into 5 stages. Split dating into 5 stages. This is my splitting. This is not anything that you probably go on the internet and it's divided like that, but I thought it necessary to split it up like that. So first stage, as I said, I have my bag. There are 3. You could use these as labels for this particular stage. If you think you know any of them, you can raise your hand. First one, go ahead.
The honeymoon stage.
Honeymoon stage at the beginning? No, no, no.
I'm hanging out.
All right, so hanging out. Thank you, Ricardo. Can catch? Yes, Jocelyn. Getting to know you. All right, David, that's what you're going to say? The last one start with S. And it is a process of getting to know you. You encourage your children that you should do this with other people. Yes, Ladanya? So socialization. Well done. All right? So hanging out, getting to know you, socialization. This is what I call the pre-dating stage. So the first stage of dating is the pre-dating stage, which it sounds ironic, but let's ignore that. My suggestion to us as individuals, as we move from stage to stage, is have an understanding of what we hope to achieve with each stage. So you can't effectively move through this process if we don't know what we are supposed to achieve. And as such, there are certain aims that I encourage us to have, certain questions we should be able to answer before we move from one stage to the next. So the first question is, what do I like? What do I like? What attributes, what characteristics, what things, having an understanding of yourself is essential before you decide you want to share it with somebody else. And next is what should I like? Christian dating. Christian dating requires certain characteristics to be elevated above others. It is one of the realities that we have to appreciate. There are things that we will like naturally that God is going to tell us you shouldn't like that. It is not beneficial to your soul. And we have to learn not only what it is that I do like, we also need to learn what I should like. Am I attracted to things that are not beneficial to me as a Christian? Do I like you? Part of this getting to know you, hanging out and interacting stage is to get an idea of, are there any flutterings, any stirrings for me and somebody else? Yes? No? You don't think that's a good idea, Ricardo? We're here in a church activity when it comes to youth group. There's nothing wrong with identifying that when somebody talk, your heart beat a little faster. You know? There's nothing wrong with identifying that. It is ideal to know these things in this particular stage. Are you dateable? So you like somebody, you need to know, identify. Does it make sense? Is it beneficial for me to waste my time looking in your direction in the first place? And this dateable, once again, takes into consideration the type of dating we're looking at, Christian dating. It can't just be, you look good. It can't just be that. It can't just be you look good. That's not the only characteristic, and that is probably the characteristic that fades the fastest when you get married. So what you want, David, I look for me like, and I'm still good looking. But you need to ensure that what characteristics are necessary, are beneficial, are in that individual, and also that you know how to identify them. So that's the first stage. And this can take place, as I say, in any setting where there is interaction, where there is socialization, pre-dating. So, pardon? Yeah, man. So it's the do's and don'ts of dating. So naturally we have to go through do's and don'ts. My strong suit is don'ts. As you'd have realized, I have not yet finished the process. So clearly I am not in a position to look at stage 4 or stage 5. So you will see, there will be labels for them. There will be no information. I am wholeheartedly of the belief that you should ask authorities on subjects that you need guidance. That there is where my authority lies. So you'll be seeing a lot more don'ts than you'll be seeing do's. But I think that it will be beneficial. All right, don't make excuses for red flags. Don't make excuses for red flags. I have been the recipient of that on several occasions. They know that I am not where I need to be, but because I'm so good looking, them excuse away, them say, no, that's not, him don't have this, him don't have that, but him looks so good. Don't excuse away red flags. If you know that this is something that makes that person undateable, that is it. Cross them off. Nobody try find all the other, but this, but that, but this, but that. No, them don't have it. Goodbye. X. Don't rush. Don't rush. Take your time. First, remember I said that Christian dating is a battle of among four things. The genitals are the most expedient of the group. They want you to do now. So they will find every validation why you need to be at top speed. The brain is usually the one that tells you to slow down. The soul say walk in slow motion. Ensure better to be on the side of caution than to make a mistake. And you need to ensure that you don't allow how you feel and how you are drawn to the individual to skip necessary steps. And you're going to see this don't rush in almost all of the categories. Take your time to figure these things out. Don't pretend to be liked. It sounds away. So let's keep the first part. Do not pretend. Do not act. Do not change things about you so that someone will find you attractive in your head. So you say, oh, him like tall ladies. So buy me one of them high point stilettos and my stuff my shoes or whatever. He likes somebody who can cook. So I beg my mommy buy sandwich and then I give him and says, me make it. Do not pretend so that the person will like you. It is going to backfire in the future. We're going to look at that later on. Don't change to be liked. And once again, the to be liked part there is important. If the only motivation behind your change is because I think he likes girls with short hair, or I think she likes a guy with an afro, so I not cut me hair, and that is the only reason I not cut me hair, because I want she like me. That is a don't for predating. Kali, you hear that? So whoever you grow your hair for, a joke. Do's, let's look at some do's. Know and embrace what good character is. The know part there requires, this is a songbook or a Bible. Pretend this is a Bible. Knowledge of this. You are not the individual that gets to determine what good character is, God is. So you need to have an understanding of what God defines as a good person, defines as good character traits. You need to know them and you need to work on embracing them. If we are honest, there are certain traits that we know we should like that we aren't automatically drawn to. You know, you should be an honest person, but I don't like a snitch. I like a tattletale. You need to embrace the traits that God says are good and know what they are so you can identify what a dateable person is. If you don't know what the good traits are, how are you going to identify them in someone? Be genuine. Be genuine. And by be genuine here, I mean be yourself. The aim of dating is marriage. And the reality of marriage is that you and this person ideally will be spending the rest of your life together. You want to end up with someone who complements the type of person that you are as best as is possible. And if you spend all of your dating process deceiving yourself and that person as to who you really are, and then now, boops, this new person drop when the marriage starts, you're going to be in problems. Also, it is easier for you to find the type of person that you would like if you present the type of person that you are. So you like play Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but when the girl come, you hide them. Because you don't, she gonna say you're a nerd. She gonna say, guess what? If you're married, you can't play Yu-Gi-Oh again. If you find a young lady that doesn't mind that you play Yu-Gi-Oh, or she plays Yu-Gi-Oh as well, you can spend the rest of your marriage playing Yu-Gi-Oh. Doesn't that sound lovely? Sorry, I laugh like, good luck finding that girl. They are out there, gentlemen. Don't hide. Be genuine. Be genuine. Be observant. Be observant. And this means looking beyond, one, the things that you like, and two, looking at the person outside of just your interactions. You can see what the character of someone is a little easier when you see them interacting with others, especially if you know them like you, so there's a possibility that they are presenting a particular self. So Otis, don't just look at how she talk to you. Look at how she talk to Callie. Look at how she talk to Dijon. Look at how she talk to people who she might not like. Is she disrespectful? She might nice with you, and then you see her being rude to someone else. Maybe that is who she really is. So you need to be observant so that you can identify traits effectively. Work on changing if it is physically or spiritually beneficial. So an important part of hanging out, an important part of socializing, is to find out if there are traits about you that might need to change. Just because somebody said them don't like you for this reason doesn't mean that there may not be something that genuinely needs changing. If she looked at me and she said, boy, sorry, not Stephen, but I like guys who are in better physical shape. And then me say, boy, you know, so I need to be in physical shape for real though. There's valid physical, health beneficial reasons that I need to be in physical shape. Don't say, well, I not get physical for she. Don't use that as an excuse not to change. If there is genuine reason that is beneficial for you to change, change. Get in physical shape, and then when she approaches, say, oh, I know why. A joke. I'm not saying that it is not fine. You're allowed to have your standards. You're allowed to have your standards, but ensure that the reason you have changed is because it benefits you, not because you're looking to impress or to attract X individual. Make sense? All right. Be open to interaction. I know a lot of individuals that say, boy, them can't find anybody to date, and they're not putting themselves in a position to hang out, to socialize, or to get to know anybody. Them praying to God for a particular individual, them not opening themselves up for God to put that person. They want God drop them through the chimney. It don't work like that. If you want to eventually date, you need to open yourself up to interaction. You might, oh, I'm an introvert, I don't want to talk to nobody. Oh, yeah. Worse if you're a youth. If you don't want to talk to nobody, God go with you when you're married, you know. Because yap, a joke. Moving on. Stage 2. Raise your hand if you think you know. Ladanya, go on again. Going out. Oh, Ladanya know all of them answer ya. And she, sorry. Well, going out. Yes. Talking. All right, Dijon. So talking or going out is stage 2. And what we mean by this? So this is where some affection has been identified. Yeah? There's some tingling, there is some liking, etc. And you want to know, start the dating process. You need to start talking or you need to start going out. And what are the aims of this process? What do I like about you? So I know what I like. I need to know what it is specific to you. There are certain things that may be on the surface. I want to get into more of that so that I can know this is a person worth dating. So that is one of the answers you need to be able to answer. If you're talking to somebody and you cannot identify what it is that you like about them, you're wasting your time. Are you marriage material? Once again, the aim of the dating process is marriage. So the point of getting to know you is to identify is this process worth going down? If you are not marriage material, once again, I am wasting my time. Yes, brother again?
What on earth is marriage material?
What is marriage material? Excellent question. We will address that later on. But for now, it means an individual who in a marriage will help me spiritually, physically, emotionally, and psychologically. So they will benefit me in all those areas. That is what marriage, we're labeling as marriage material. Will you help me to grow? Will you help me to grow? one of the realities of dating is that this individual will probably be the person who interacts with you the most. You need to ensure that this person lifts you up, makes you better, rather than tears you down. It is not beneficial to you to involve yourself consistently with someone who is not encouraging you to be better. So you need to address, will this person help me to grow? Is it worth the effort? You have to be realistic. Is it worth the effort? The first individual that I labeled as my girlfriend lived in St. Elizabeth. I lived in Kingston. At this time, internet was not phone. You couldn't get internet on your phone. So it's laptop internet, computer internet. You have to buy credit to send messages. I had a Digicel, she had a cable and wireless. So you couldn't get free nights, and every message cost twice as much money. At the time, the amount of characters determined how much money you send in a message. So if you send more than, I think, probably 120, you're gone in a 2 message. So God forbid you send 121 characters. You pay 2 message money when you could have paid 1 message. I was in school, so a lunch money me I use buy credit for send message, for call. God forbid you call, you know. And you call, and she a talk, and you walk out, because you know the credit so done, but you can't cut, because you're going to show either you're not interested or you don't have enough money to actually buy credit. And I would see her at church events. So I would see her at church events, island-wide church events, so sports day, river social, camp, and probably youth day. So four days of the year, I see my girlfriend. And in all of that time, credit I spend. Is it worth the effort? You need to ask yourself genuinely, is it worth the effort? And the power of young love drove me. You ask me this now, that go back and kick myself 2 times. No, nobody with the foolishness. A question that will suit you. If you ask the question genuinely and honestly at the beginning, it may save you a lot of money. It may save you a lot of time. It may save you a lot of energy. Is it worth it? So some don'ts and then some do's. Don'ts. Don't waterboard them with your personal experiences or life story. Anybody know what waterboarding is? So it's a military means of torture where they would hold your head underwater until you feel like you're about to drown, and then they'd pull you back up. And they do that on and off. They hold you down and pull you up, and you literally feel like you're drowning. Essentially, this is something you should not do in the getting to know you, in the going out or talking phase. You're trying to share and learn information. That don't mean that in the first comment, hi, Stephen, how are you? I'm not doing bad. Unlike yesterday when I had raging diarrhea and I couldn't get up off the toilet. And it reminded me of the time when my parents beat me half to death. There's information that you need to take time sharing. The talking stage is supposed to be, you start at the surface. What are your hobbies? What do you like to do? What school do you go to? What subject do you love? What subject are you failing miserably? You need to get in the surface stuff, and you take your time, and you get lower. And when you move into the other stage, then you start to get into more nitty-gritty stuff. Especially, I know that we're in this technological age. You're talking to somebody where you never meet in physical reality. Them not supposed to know your address. Them not supposed to know particular details that are sensitive. That is for the later stages. It don't matter where they are if them know, say, you like to play basketball. That information is fine, but certain personal info, which I'm sure is in one of the do's, should not be shared in this particular stage. Don't rush, remember that? You want to say it before? It's back again. Don't give in to peer pressure. What if all of your male friends attack the girl and them a girlfriend, we a date, girlfriend, we date, girlfriend. What if still I send 1-2 texts every. And Otis I said, no man, me can't be the only youth when I have a girlfriend. So make me and you turn boyfriend and girlfriend. Even though you have not reached the stage to answer your aims. You don't know if it's the young lady's marriage material. You don't know all the things you like about her. But because everybody around you seem to couple up, you know I go movies and you sit down by yourself and two. So you're giving to the peer pressure even though you know that you shouldn't. Be very careful of that. These two from before, don't act to increase likability. So you're talking and you're finding out the things that they like. And then say, oh, you know, I love to rock climb. You're afraid of heights. But you feel like if me like to rock climb too, she gonna like me more. So I say, yeah, but I like to rock climb. And then she say, oh, you know, them have one next week, you come? And oh, no, you can't. You're afraid of heights. Or she says that she likes individuals that go out, like extroverted, doing all, and you know, say you like reading. That's why you spend your Saturday evening reading. Nothing wrong with that. Do not pretend because you feel like she's not going to like me because I don't like all the things she likes. I have to now pretend like I like the things she likes. Don't pretend and don't change. No, I'm not read no more because she not like literate youths. So I'm not read no more. I stop reading. I be illiterate for her. No, don't change. Don't change to increase likability. Don't accept secrecy. Don't accept secrecy. So if you are talking to someone, you're going out with someone, but them I say, don't make nobody know. Say me and you talk. Don't make nobody know. Say me and you go out, especially leading into stage 3. More than likely, they are trying to play the field, for want of a better word. So, me like that girl, me like that girl, and more experience things that the young lady will not facilitate me experiencing if she knows that I am talking to somebody else or talking to somebody else. So me tell you, no, we're not ready for the world, no. So me and you talk. If somebody asks you if me and you talk, don't make them know. Do not, especially for the young ladies. This is practice from what I have experienced. Is more of a male practice than it is a female practice. The guys want affection from multiple females, and them ask you, don't make nobody know. There's a gentleman, sadly, church camp, big argument going on because he had a girlfriend whose best friend was also his girlfriend. And him find a way to convince the two best friends to don't tell the next best friend that him and them attack. And them find out on the camp that he has been involved with the two of them. And one conversation of, you know, I am talking to X would have ended all of that. He wouldn't even have been able to approach the next friend if no, but him say, keep it quiet. We're not ready for make the world know. And as a result of that, 2 hearts were broken, 1 foot was broken. A joke, him foot never broke. Dudes, share only what is appropriate, as I highlighted before. There are certain details that in this stage should not be shared. Ask questions that are pertinent to your aims and carefully observe their responses. If your aim is to eventually get married, ask questions to find out if this person is even interested in marriage. If the person is interested in marriage, you know, you can done right there. So if they don't believe that us eventually start dating is so that we can get married, and then I say, boy, I like your vibe. We can interact or whatever. You might find out 3 years in the future that this person don't want to marry, don't want to get married. And it's then now you have to lock to come away 3 years of my life. When you could have found out at that particular point where I am going and where this person intends to go are 2 different places. It don't make no sense the 2 want to get on the same bus. Work on changing if it is beneficial. View rejection as a compatibility issue or motivator for growth, not a personal attack. One of the hardest parts of this stage is you don't want to hear nobody say, I don't like you like that. Or me not interested in you. You have to, if you want to date effectively, you have to change the way you view rejection. It is not that there is something wrong with you. It is that you don't mesh. If you actually get together, it is going to be detrimental to you in the future. So here is this person saving you from what would have been damaging to you in the future. You just saved 2 years, Kali, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Brother, stop counting, Brother Palacio. But yes, you save a whole. Imagine somebody tell you, Kali, that this is a Ponzi scheme. You are going to be putting in millions of dollars and eventually you're going to lose all of that. Don't invest your money now. Are you going to look at that person and be like, oh, you're so wicked to me? What do you mean I can't invest my money? You're going to say, oh, thank you. You save me money, you save me time. I appreciate it. That is how you should look to the young lady when she says, I'm not interested in you. Thank you. Thank you for saving us the heartbreak. Thank you for saving me the way that Aretha say, man. But that is the mindset. That mindset will save you so much heartache. However, don't limit it to just compatibility issues. Dating is, as much as we don't want to admit it, a competitive game. There are individuals at your age vying for the affection of the opposite sex of your age. And if you want to align yourself with the most marriageable material of your age, you need to present the most marriageable material on your part. So if you realize that you could be more intelligent, you could have better grades, so you're more educated, so that in the future you can have a better job, so you're in a better position to provide. Treat the young lady that's saying, boy, you're not smart enough for me, as motivation to become too smart for her. I would like to consider you, but you have to get smarter now. Use what was a rejection as a motivator for you to be a better individual. Make sense? All right. Stage 3. Before we did that, I gave you a piece of paper. You see where it says build a bay? So I am giving you 40 points. 40. You have 40 points. And you need to, each category that you pick. So you see where it says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 means that is the maximum in that trait. So for example, attractiveness, if you put attractiveness as a 5, them tick all of your boxes attraction-wise. So them have everything that you like attractive. If you put 1, them don't have one thing where you find attractive. And you have 40. So essentially, if you put 5 for attractiveness or appearance, you only have 35 left. And you have to now create somebody that you want to date. I'll give you 5 minutes. No, 1. The second one you're going to do at home, you're going to grade yourself. So where do you think you would fall on that? What's it, sorry, you want one? So don't bust your brain now. But be honest, be honest. No, I'm not tell Paula. Please note, do not lie. You see godliness on there and you're inclined to put 5. But in truth, you're not interested in a person who has 5 for godliness. Yes? No question? Oh. Pardon? You can choose. So those who are married, you can decide if you want to fill it out as you are now or as you were when you were dating. So what is it that attracted you then? Or if you want to say, boy, maybe my wife might find it, so maybe just describe my wife. You have that choice. Maybe Khalid start to lie already. I don't have no more. I give you all of the pencil. See, Brother Grennel giving you one day. So, All right, so David asked me what is the difference between appearance and physique. Physique deems how fit they are, appearance deems how you look at them. So you might find someone who is not in good physique very attractive. So they appear, how they appear to you is what you're attracted to based on what you look. But they may not be they may not have a good physique. Like for me, I am 5'5", but for other individuals, they may have 5 for appearance and 3 for physique, or 5 for physique and 3 for appearance.
Appearance,
All right, thank you. So David give me the clarifier there. David say appearance mean them pretty, physique mean them sexy. David's words, not mine. All right. So if you needed that as clarity, you can use David's clarity. Thank you, David. Always need you in here to clarify things. Sandra? Oh, she can't hear. 5, Sandra, 5. When you finish, you keep count how much you gone, Kali. Kali gone 33 and have 4 category left. 5. Dude, 40 points, yeah, 40 points. When I try build Prince Charming and Princess Jasmine out here, no, we want real. I want to see what we're going to prioritize when they're limited. See, some people start rub out because they run out of points. Pinky, when I look for myself, I like me. 1 more minute, 1 more minute. The cross out, man. Who a copy off of somebody else? You know, work, so you know. 30 seconds. Please note, if you put wealth at 5, we're not going to deem you a gold digger. All right? There's nothing wrong with having ambition. Yeah, you want to go on trips, plural. And not go and come back. Go somewhere else, then come back. 15 seconds. Kali over here I say, boy, this is not real, so I don't have to stress myself no more. All right, time. If you're not finished now, you can finish in your own time. Let me see the hands of somebody who put 1 or more 5s. Did anybody put a 5? Okay. I put on hand. Let me see that those who put 5 for appearance. I'm not judging you to see if you're worth it. Okay, 5 hands down. Those who put 5 for physique. All right, put on your hands. Those who say 5 for godliness. All right, we know why. Because we're in church. Sean. We're not troubling you, Sean. We're not troubling you, Sean. Integrity. 5 for integrity. All right. Put on for humor. 5 for humor. All right. 5 for education. All right. 5 for wealth. No worry. More of them there than them willing to admit, Ladanya. 5 for hygiene. And that's a good look. 5 for maturity. Hold on, Ladanya, the amount of time you see you put up your hand for 5. You did count the numbers? Because you run out of 40 already, you know. 5 for self-esteem. Oh, okay. 5 for intelligence. 5 for kindness. 5 for romanticalness. You know, reach the third, you run out. You run out. 5 for diligence. All right, thank you. So the point of this exercise isn't for you to lower your standards now because you feel like you can't get everything. That was not the point of the exercise. But there are 2 things that I want to highlight. Yes, Elia? No, you can't left out. If you feel like you don't need none of this, then even though I don't know why you that leave out, probably romanticalness. But 2 things. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. You have some people with street smart, you know. And them not no degree, them now. Guess it depends on how you define. David, I try to throw me off. We're not going down David tangent. There are 2 things we want to highlight. 1, and we're moving to stage 3. And stage 3 is the point where you decide that you and this individual are moving into what stereotypically we would call dating. And an understanding of these 2 things from the get-go can help. 1, you will never find an ideal person that exists in your mind or on paper or in Jesus Christ. Everyone has flaws. Everyone has things that they're better at and not so good at. And if you go into dating expecting perfection, you're going to be thoroughly disappointed. That's the first thing you want to identify. Second thing you want to identify is what is it that you really like? Where do your priorities lie? If you have to pick one thing over the next thing, what would that thing be? It is beneficial to have an understanding of that so that you don't feel to do it later on. If you're just going blind, but you really, 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 really like humor, and you buck up me after you start dating somebody else, you're sorrowful. Because every time I open my mouth, you're indecisive. I pick wrong. It should have been Stephen. Stephen is the one. You don't want to not know what it is that you really, really like. And you choose something that you marginally like. And then you are now in a room full of people that have what you really, really like. And you are committed to somebody who have something where you kind of like. So knowing what you really like is beneficial. Stage 3, and this is the last of my advice. I have no advice for stage 4 and 5 because that advice should be given to people who have been in and passed through stage 4 and 5. We have a whole heap of labels. Kali, I see your hand. Go ahead. There is correct. That's what we'll say in Jamaican parlance. We're there. In a relationship. Yes, Ladanya. Getting serious. No, David know this one. Going steady. The older folk are familiar with that terminology. What is it? Kirk, that's what they're going to say. All heads think alike. What we have next? So we have in a relationship, we have getting serious. Go on again, David. Exclusive. And the last one, we say it already. B and G. And what? Boyfriend and girlfriend. I'm me helping us. I'm not arguing about this. So I've in a relationship going steady. What are the aims? What are the aims here? Do we fit in each other's frameworks? So, faith, family, friends, future. When you become exclusive, meaning this is the only person I am talking to, this is the only person I'm dating, there is no consideration for anybody else. You start to learn more things about the individual. You start to experience things with the individual in regards to family gatherings, group, you interact with their friend group. This is something you need to answer. Do I fit? Do I feel comfortable in this environment? And if you don't feel comfortable there, is this a place that I really want to be? Because you're going to have to be interacting with that family in the future. What are their goals? What do you want? Them want to migrate, you want to stay here. Having an understanding of that early would be very beneficial to you, rather than waiting when you get married and you want to stay at Jamaica and them say a foreign life. That can be a big issue. How many children do they want children? How many children do they want? Having another, oh, that's all like one. We're not trouble. But yeah, having an understanding. If I want children and she don't want any children, do I fit in her framework? Does she fit in mine? That is an answer that you need before you leave this particular stage. Have I seen enough sides of you? So an important part of this dating phase is to experience this person in as many scenarios, in as many moods, in as many emotions as possible. This is as long as you have not crossed the line that God has drawn. So you're not allowed to use this to say, maneuver the front side and back side. That is not the side that I am talking about. Have I seen you angry? Have I seen you upset? Have I seen you disappointed? Have I seen you when you're playing a sport? Have I seen you when you're interacting with your mother? Have I seen you when a young lady trying to make a pass at you? Those are things that you need to experience so you know who this person is. If you only see the person in one setting, if church is the only time you see the person, you're going to think them holy. You need to see them on the football field. I guarantee young ladies, if you're dating a young man and he play any sport, you need to there and see how he play the sport. On numerous occasions. Trust me, man. Man cannot hide his character when things get competitive. And you need to see what that man is like when he is in that setting. Have I seen enough sides of you? Do the type and extent of my feelings align with my expectations? So do the way that I feel, the type of feeling that I have, is this the feeling that I believe that I should have at this particular stage? And if it don't line up, that may be your cue to leave. I experienced it. My past relationship, this is what led to it ending. I realized that what I think I should feel or how I think I should feel to move further in this dating process is not here. I don't feel the feelings I think I should have. And the longer that I go pretending that I do, is the more disastrous things are going to end. And it did not end pretty. It never end pretty. Them say it was deceit and you tricked me and you pretend that you did like me and you never really liked me. That was not my intention. But had I figured this out earlier, had I realized that, boy, the way I feel and the way I think I should feel are not aligned, it would have saved a lot of heartbreak. So this is a question you need to be able to answer. Don't make how the other person feel, make you feel like, oh, you feel that too. If you genuinely know, say, boy, I like you, but that's it, end it right there. All right, some do's and don'ts.
I don't know if married people are allowed to ask questions, but I just feel from that part that you mentioned, when do we get like a independent evaluation? I don't know if I'm saying it right, but because my eyes may be clouded with
But that's there. That's there. All right, don't play house. The stage that you are in is the stage that you are in. You shouldn't be in this stage pretending that you are married, doing things that married people should be doing, crossing lines that God has established. And this one, sometimes they get very comfortable and you start to say, oh, this is the person I'm going to marry. So taking a few steps over there is fine. No, don't play house. Don't play games. Don't play games. Ladies and gentlemen, don't use the individual for material or physical benefits, knowing that the only reason you have gone to this stage is because that is when they said you will get this. So Dijon, you say, boy, we're not going to no 5-star restaurant when we're talking. That's after dating. And you say, all right, I really want Dijon, but I want shrimp and fried rice. So she said, all right, Dijon, me and you can date. And we run go a Szechuan Palace and all of the golden, all the place them way of golden in night. And she's not really interested in you, but she's interested in your pocket. Similarly, you want a kiss. She not kiss you unless I'm a girlfriend and boyfriend. And you say, all right, we can be girlfriend and boyfriend. And you kiss. And God forbid you cross lines you shouldn't cross, and you have got what you wanted. And that's it. So I go over here to get things that you wouldn't give me over there, and then now that I've gotten it, I'm cut. That's not Christian. That's not Christian. That's not, and it defeats the purpose of the process. We are in it to get there. We're not dancing around. Nikado, me see a smile. Why you smile about, Nikado? Don't be a parasite. Dependent or possessive. So you have two kinds of parasite. You have the parasite where it's living in the host because the host keeps them alive. So you're in a relationship because I need you. And that is the kind of mentally, physically, emotionally operate effectively without you. And I start to base myself on you, my personality on you, my actions on you. More I go somewhere, you will go somewhere else, me I go with you, because I have to go with you. You say I shouldn't do this, I shouldn't like this, and I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to like this. Because no, you still are your own person when you are dating. You don't become one till you're married. And even in that oneness, there is still independence and identity. Don't sacrifice it in hopes that it will make the relationship better. Yes, David?
What happens if what do you do if the other person's a parasite?
So, I don't want to pretty things up for the sake of prettying it up, but usually when someone is one of those types of parasites, they are not ready for dating. And you have a lot of people who want to help fix the person in the relationship. I will never encourage that. If them don't, remember when we were supposed to decide if the person is marriage material? Stage 1. If you reach a stage 3 and characteristics have arisen that make you know that they are not marriage material, revert to stage 1. Nobody tries to, all right, I'm going to put on some stage 1 band-aid while we're in stage 3 and hope for the best. No. It may be disappointing to say, oh, I'm going to waste all this time talking and whatever. Better to fix it now than to fix it 2 years, 3 years. God forbid you end up marrying it, and then you have the parasite that is not the person. And then you have the possessive, where you belong to me. So here I said that I know I control you. And the sad thing is, some people take this in these stages as love and affection. So I don't like you hanging out with that guy. I don't have no valid reason to say that it is unbeneficial for you, but just don't like it. And you say, oh my gosh, them get jealous. Ooh, that mean they really like me, you know? That will soon morph into beating. Oh, you're not saying what I tell you. No, sir. You have to identify the red flags. That was another stage 1 thing. The minute you start to pick up them things there, wash out. Then tell, what you say? When you feel that pain in your tummy, you may have worms, so tell your mom. Yes, that is it. Kirk?
Yeah, just endorsing the parasite / whatever. A relationship I had way back when. And all my families never liked the person. But I kind of ignore them and, my butterfly and all, and I ignore. And when things didn't go right, I never have nobody to turn to because I even did tell you. So it was rough because I didn't have any support. My friends, I cut them off. I really went all out and it never worked out. So.
All right, thank you, Kirk. All right, let me hurry up so we can finish in time. Don't overestimate your self-control. Don't overestimate it. See, when you reach this exclusive stage, the genitals get a power. All right? The closer you get to marriage, is the more strong your sexual desires will be. Because the ability to rationalize that I am closer to the line of allowance, so that foot I can stay, and that foot I can go over there. God, me still there, so trust me. Do not overestimate your self-control. Don't put yourself in particular situations where if you wanted to carry out the activity, it would be easy. You ever watch none of them Looney Tunes cartoon when one run from the other and then when them run through the door, them button it up with all sorts of madness? That is the mindset that you want to have in regards to your self-control. It is paper thin. All it takes, you don't even need a touch, like a breeze. Don't, trust me. Don't overestimate. Don't consider breaking up the end of the world. Don't consider breaking up the end of the world. It's another thing that you have to mentally accept. A part of dating is identifying if this person is the person you want to marry. And the reality is they might not be. That's not a bad thing. And the sooner you identify and end things, the better for you and that person. And if individuals on both sides accepted it that way, you'd have a lot of healthier breakups. Why I want there with you if you feel that I am not the one? No, thank you. Thank you for letting me go. You Pinky, you want there with somebody who say, boy, I'm not Pinky, but better than nothing. No, nobody wants that kind of individual. You want somebody who say, yeah, man, I'm my person that. And anybody else, you should be excited at the idea that things have broken up. Have that mindset. Quickly, some do's. Communicate openly, honestly, and frequently. Let the person know how you feel about circumstances that happened to you, about things that they said, about things that they did. Don't harbor those things internally. A lot of the times, people, you don't want to offend. You don't want to upset. You don't want to sound needy. Speak. You're not going to have an effective relationship if you don't communicate. Let the person know how you feel about certain things so they can hide. Boy, me's a man will get joke regular. If you are offended by every joke I give me and you can't there. But if you sit down every time I give a joke and in a yard, oh God, Stephen mean. But you smile, ha ha ha, that's funny, Stephen. 2 years. 2 years, one day me I go give a joke and you go clap me with the pot cover. Me I go say, where did it come from? Me no know say, you have been bearing the weight of 1,000 jokes and I suffer underneath it. Talk. If we are not compatible, that don't mean something wrong with you. That don't mean something wrong with me. We just need to find people who fit us better. Let us know that early. Why that? I was stuck. That stuck? All right. It should be work hard. Should be work hard. This one, biasly, I'm giving to the men. Christian relationship, Christian responsibilities. As the man, you are the provider. If you are seeking to get married to a young lady, you are responsible for the provision for your family. It don't make sense. You're setting off on a journey to be married and you're not carrying the things where you need with you. Ensure that you are capable of housing, of providing for future children, and to do that, start now. Nobody wait till you're ready for married and you say, boy, where we going to live? Where we going to eat? Where you going to wear? No. Start working hard now. That is one of the... And sidebar, that is an attractive man to a woman. A man that is to a sensible. Now, my David, regardless, him have money. Whether she's sensible or she's not sensible. But yeah, man, set yourself up for what you are preparing for. If your marriage is the end, get in a position where you are capable of facilitating. Yes, brother, this looks like trouble.
No, I don't know if I understood in a wrong way, but I think both need to prepare for that.
I am not taking it away from the women that working, and I have a point that will align with the woman's aspect. I was just using me being a man. as an encouragement to the gentlemen. Prepare. Brianna say, yeah, man, don't talk to the ladies. Don't talk to the men. All right, it'll take a while. Be wary of time pressure. Be wary of time pressure. And this is twofold. You have the time pressure in the sense that we have been together for this time period. So, yeah, you can't, there's no breaking up now because we're already there for 5 years. We're there for 7 years. Nobody talked. Something has come up, Kali, that say, yo, we can't do. But then you have, but you already spend this. You already don't be careful of that time pressure. There's another time pressure. That's my time pressure, Stephen, you're owl. You don't have time to go through all of them stages. You don't have time to learn all of these things, brother. By the time you're ready for mine, all of me here, Gray. And not just part side. Don't be careful of that kind of pressure because you might end up in a situation where you wish you did just stay single. You say, oh, let me just run and marry you so I can't say me married somebody. And you realize, say, the devil you're not married to. Don't make pressure, this idea that time is running out. Ladies, this one is especially for you. Biologically speaking, there are ideal times to attempt pregnancy. And I know a lot of friends that I have that want to have children, and they must say, boy, I know him, but me'll take him. Because the clock, they wish them could have said, back, take back. No, it's too late now. And them set themselves up in a situation where it's problem. Don't make time pressure lead you to making decisions that are not beneficial. Engage in a myriad of ways. Once again, once it don't cross the line. Once it don't cross the line. Have fun. Have fun. You're supposed to be enjoying yourself. I know a lot of people, but when them talk about them relationship, you say, why are you in a relationship? All you get to hear about their interaction with the person that they're in a relationship with is stress and suffering. What's the point? No better you by yourself if all the person does is make life harder for you. And if you are going to get married, whatever it is you are experiencing now is going to get more difficult because you're going to have circumstances surrounding you at that point that you don't have to deal with now. You think the fact that them slurp annoying when you're on a date? Imagine when them a drink liquid round the yard all day. Yeah, man, that's all you hear. You need for have an understanding that, boy, if it not good now, it not better later. Some people feel like, boy, once we cross the line, everything magically good. So I can suffer with everything as long as I can cross the line. That is not the reality. But me can't talk. I mean, I did so. Hear your peers, heed your elders. Listen to what your companions are sharing about their own relationships, what it is that they see with your relationship. Here, that is important. Do not take that information as authority. Once again, I say, if you are not the authority on the subject, your information should not be viewed as authority. Me, if I talk to David, me, if I talk to Dad, for guidance. I can talk to Dijon, I can talk to Nigada, I can talk to Kali for hear how things are going. But if I want someone to say, Stephen, this is the ideal course of action, the individuals who know should be the ones who I heed. If you remember Solomon in the Bible, one of the issues that his son Rehoboam ended up in is because he heeded his peers and he heard his elders. If he did flip it around, everything would have been good. So ensure that we know who we should prioritize that. For the sake of time, we're going to just take one answer for each. Go ahead, Elia. Engaged or engaged. Engaged, let's let us do it. I'll just tell you what the others are: betrothed, espoused, and fianced. Affianced. And then lastly, we have married. Oh, sorry, no, it not reached there yet. Powers. Married, wed. Will Smith, Eva Mendes, Kevin James. Thank you. Hitched. And lastly, spliced. If I don't teach, I have a teaching or something, spliced. I know I'm run out of time. If you take my time? We live in an age where society morphs the process, and we have some alternative stages to what should be the dating process. Anybody can tell me what some of these are?
Situationship.
So what? Situationships.
Friends with benefit.
Friends with benefits. And then this one is less so amorphing, but I threw it in there because it's a dangerous place for a lot of our youths.
Too friendly?
No. The friend zone. Nikada raise him man like, that's my house. A joke. Don't worry, Nikada, I know about it. Situationships are essentially relationships without appropriate labeling. So you're doing whatever you want. We don't know what we are. We're trying to figure things out. But if I were to tell you what this person is to me, where it is we are going, what are the confines or the boundaries of our relationship, you don't know. So you say you're in a situationship. And more often than not, this is forged by people crossing lines that they shouldn't cross. So I become involved with you physically, and now there is something between us. But because we never went through any stages, we're trying to figure it out based on what it is that happened. Avoid that. Friends with benefits. That is where there are things I want and commitments that I don't want. So give me the benefits, keep the commitments over there. Once again, that more often than not, that is line crossing. So I put my foot over here so I can get some of these things, and don't hold me accountable for that. And then the friend zone, I just threw this in there because there's this idea that the friend zone is a good place. But there are some people who weaponize the friend zone. And this is my warning for the people who are victims of that. You'll have people who want what you offer in the relationship and will keep you at arm's length in the sense that we might soon be something. Stay here. You're my friend now. You're my friend now. But you're doing well. And if you keep it up, you might be it. They will never make you it. Them just like what it is that you do whilst you are here. I have been a victim to that too many times, to be honest. You end up at the homework for them. You send credit. They need credit. Them are taking credit. Talk to the youth where them like in Ricardo. Take my credit. Take my credit and I call next youth. You can imagine how embarrassing that is as a man. I am not proud. I'm not proud. There have been dark days. Yeah, man. You swear, say, boy, if you do the homework good, she must like me now, Pinky. Say, man, me all do drawing when drawing not needed. Just for add. And I say, oh my gosh, you're an artist. You're an artist. And I say, yeah, that is that. She soon send me a I like you text. Idiot, she take me for. But when she realized, say, yo, all right, man, no, see if I have a homework you can do. I'm going to say, no, I'm not no time. And she said, we can go Devon House after. And I'm say, oh, what that? She might like me. Do the homework good again. You know, some mother said, I can't go Devon House again. And she just hold you in that zone there in hope, say, you stay there and you provide her with the benefits. Gentlemen, if she really like you, there is no doubt. See if you ain't questioning it, just assume that she don't like you. And go about your business. All right? Hopefully, I can cover this in 10 minutes. Bear with me, please. 10 minutes. So dating, we spoke about dating, the process. We're giving some quick notes about dating, the activity. The power of impressions. A lot of how I feel about you is determined in the initial interaction. If a young lady in her first presumption say, yo, I don't really like you, that's hard for change. So if you can make a good impression, that increases the odds of the dating process starting. So we'll go quickly look at some do's and some don'ts. Be early. So if you have and this is the date and activity, so you're going out with someone. Be early or at least on time. And I say be early because if you are early, you must be on time. Don't aim for on time when something might happen. If it's your parents bringing you, if you are at the age where you can drive, ensure that you take the steps to get there early. If you are, especially if you are, it's a situation where you're picking her up, don't make her wait. Ladies, if you are going to the date, do not use beautification as an excuse for being late. So, oh yeah, you have to. You think this just happened? You think this just happened? No, it takes time. You have to just accept. Say, be grateful that I went out with you. No, I never heard these things. I never. Be early. Be yourself. As I said, think long term, not short term. Don't do this on the date. You're talking, and she bring up things. Oh, you like this, and you say, "Boy, I like it, but I'm afraid if I say I like it, she gonna say I'm weird or I'm a nerd." That is for right now. What happened to when you're in a relationship and you want to be yourself, and you're afraid to be yourself because who you presented is not the person you actually are? No, better to go on the date, and at the end of the date, you say, "Yo, me not like you." And you say, all right, I'm going to date somebody else because the aim was to find someone who likes me. Don't pretty it up and be like, boy, I'm have to be this particular person. Listen and pay attention. We're in this day and age of smart, everything smart. So, 2 hours on date. No, talk or whatever the activity is. Engage in that activity. Them have bowling alley in Jamaica. Me can't afford it. But if you can afford it, and that is where you go on your date. Enjoy the activity. Do the activity. No, me in and this and you over this and then we go on our yard and then we tell our friends it was the best time. You never do nothing. You did in your phone. And listen, pay attention. Gentlemen, women like active listeners. If she says something to you and you can use what it is that she said in your response, it shows her say, yeah, pay attention. Listen. Even if sometimes, all right, we move on. Be polite and respectful. And this is to all participants in your activity, not just to your date. If you go somewhere to order food, be respectful and polite to the waiters, to the cashier, and identify that in others. Ladies, if the man disrespectful to the cashier or to the waitress, that is it. No bother wait for nothing more. Take it last date. Take those things seriously. Because how he treats individuals who are in servile positions, for want of a better word, usually reflects his humility versus his pride. If you see an individual who treat people who them think might be below them, like they're below them, that is an individual who is arrogant. Learn that early. No bother wait till him start look down upon you. Gentlemen, be chivalrous. You know what chivalrous mean? It displays chivalry. You know what chivalry mean? Be a gentleman than a gentleman. Essentially, there was a now dead, killed by women mentality that said that men were supposed to treat women like a lady by carrying out acts that indicated our view on their importance. So, for example, in the opening up of doors, the walking in front of her when you're going, behind her when you're going up a staircase, and in front of her when you're going down. So that if she falls, you're in a position to catch her. If you walk in front of her when she go... David, run out David, please. Run out David. But yes, if she falls, that is why. So that if she falls, you can catch her. Walking on the outside or closer to the road on the sidewalk, so that if a vehicle is coming, you hide the vehicle from her so you can just move, and then she can hit a joke. So that you can push her out of the way of the vehicle. And if you invite her on a date, pay for the date. Ladies, if he invites you on a date, be prepared to pay. Do not assume that the man is going to be chivalrous. Do not embarrass yourself. Please note, for yourself. I am not saying that if the man invites you out and he refuses to pay for everything, that you pay for everything. No, cover your meal. So nobody can tell you for wash dishes. Have you get vex money? If he brought you there and he's being a horrendous individual, ensure that you have your means to get where you need to go. Don't be so you require this individual because you don't have any means of getting home. Ensure that those things, even if it's not literal money, you call your mother, you say, Mama, going here, just in case things don't go right, will you be able to pick me up, etc., etc. Or go somewhere where them can hold you hostage. So they say, oh, make we go, you have a nice little river with view and whatever, and the man is doing things where you say, yo, he's not supposed to do. Where you go? Run into the bushes? I know them, they say, if you go in the forest with a bear or a man, and they hear that on social media, where the lady said they would choose the bear, this is not one of those scenarios. Don't put yourself in a situation where your safety is compromised because of this individual. Have your way out. Plan and prepare appropriately. Gentlemen especially, if you're inviting a young lady on a date, have a course of action in regards to how the date will go. Show her that you planned it and ensure that you have the things required for it. And similarly, ladies, if he invites you out on a date, him say, boy, make we go have a picnic. Wear something that is picnic appropriate. Plan for whatever activity has been set up. Groom yourself well. Beard. Smell nice. Put on the appropriate garbs. Ensure that you show that you're putting thought into this. She is important. He is important. So I'm going to look the part. We're going to a nice restaurant. Load the Crocs. I never looked anywhere. Groom yourself appropriately. Be positive and confident. You're on the date because you believe that you are marriage material. Present yourself as such. Don't make her feel like because of how you're behaving, or don't make him feel like because of how you're behaving. Maybe you don't really have anything to offer. So if you believe that, behave in that particular manner. Some don'ts. Don't put yourself in a position that compromises your spirituality or your safety. Whether it's through the activity that you're doing. You say, yo, you go beach, but you know why you go beach. And you play Starvey, and you know why you play Starvey, because when she a jump for the ball and when you a jump for the ball, intertwine and, you know, gentlemen, we know. Don't pretend like. There are certain activities that increase the likelihood of getting closer to lines that you're not supposed to get closer. So be careful. Location. Body no want go nowhere where everybody there. Make you go somewhere where just me and you. Increase the likelihood of you crossing lines. And as I said, this crowd here speaks to dating in groups. Don't be so married to this idea of just me and you. Interact in groups as much as is possible, not just for your sake, but also for the sake of the individuals around you. If you are in the church and you know me and this young lady dating and another gentleman and another young lady dating, it is in my best interest if we can date together. You will see things I can't see. I will see things you can't see. And also, we have things we can talk about now. You as a couple, me as a couple, well, us as a couple, have things that we can communicate about that we wouldn't have normally. Don't talk excessively, especially about yourself. If you're on a date, get to know the other person. It shouldn't just be me, this, or you try one up everything with them. Say, oh, what's your favorite subject? Maths. Well, I do pure maths. That's my favorite subject. No, engage the individual in a way that shows that you want to learn about them. Don't forget your date's name. I never had this one because it happened to me one time. No, don't forget your date's name. Use it frequently in the conversation. So the name of your date is Charlize. I had to make a name that couldn't be a name that happened to. He said, how do you like this, Charlize? What's your favorite subject, Charlize? You can't forget. For those who have bad memory, not me. Don't organize outside your means. If you know, say, either patty and cocoa bread budget. Either you go up on a date once a month and you save all of the party budget so you can do a 1 KFC, or you let it be known that it's sandwich, can't be sandwich. We'll cut it into a heart shape for sure that it's a care. Don't feel, say, boy, the need for impress a crackers and bag juice for the next 5 days of school. Them sell crackers, then they say, you gotta bring from your yard. We don't have time for that. All right. I had one last activity, but for the sake of time, we're not going to be able to cover that. But any last question? Any last question before we come to a close?
Yeah, what is your take on a female deciding that I really don't want to work and use my money in the family? I'd prefer to marry to somebody who can take care of me.
But at least for the stages moving forward, as Brother Palacio so wisely said, working hard is not just important for the male. God forbid you end up married to a male who, one, is not taking on his responsibility, two, is unfortunate. So health-wise or injury-wise is not in a position where otherwise they would be able to take care of the family. It is ideal to have yourself in a situation that if you need to hopefully temporarily, or God forbid, permanently be taking care of that family, you are in a position to. And as I say, ideally, this should be what is not the norm. You would want to get married to an individual who is taking responsibility for provision for the family, but especially in nowadays circumstances, I grew up in a family where I think it was a Christian family. My mother and my father both worked. Sean and Elia grew up in a family where both their parents worked. Most of us, or a lot of us, grew up in families where both parents work. The importance is that the male don't neglect their responsibility to provide, and that the ladies don't embrace laziness or I just want to be spoiled. There's a soft life, yes. There's a soft life ideology that I shouldn't have to do anything, but sip on mimosas and my husband take care of everything. And I don't think that is a biblically astute position. David?
But also just to be careful that you don't, with that kind of mentality, set yourself up for abusive relationships in the future. Because you end up in a relationship where you're totally dependent on that husband. Yeah, and if that husband start behaving badly and decides they want to beat you or anything like that, a lot of women stay in those relationships because they don't have any way to get out. And so you don't set up yourself from no, that's one. And then two, you have children. The man could die. You talk about getting sick, but the man could die. At that point in time, what you're going to do? You're going to have to go try find another man? Right? No, you must set up yourself from your young so that you can take care of yourself, you can take care of your children. And then also the last point, go back to what you had said. Not only must you look for somebody who is marriageable, but you must be marriageable yourself. So what are you bringing to the relationship?
This is why I need experts in the class. All right, no more questions? Lovely. All right, we thank you for your time. Forgive me for going over the time. I'll hand over to Kali before we dismiss. I enjoyed myself.
All right, all right, all right. So let us firstly give Stephen a round of applause, please, for that. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful presentation. Oh, really and truly appreciate the effort. So in the interest of time, we're just gonna have a closing prayer. Vision, don't mind. Close us.
Let us pray. Dear, thank you for allowing us to see another week. Thank you for coming here to worship. Please allow us to absorb the information that was taught by Stephen and that we may apply it and not get into any relationships that don't benefit us or are approved by God. Allow us to reach home safely and be here for another week. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
All right, so there are some light refreshments over here, some donuts and water. Oh yes, and persons who are going to camp, Brother Grennel also want to speak to you quickly right here, so don't leave.
All right, all those who intended to go to camp, look like we have them all here. Let's stay right here.